Yeah, how viable? I mean, we've asked this question. A lot of people have not given the right answers. Do you believe that businessmen who want to put their money in the league will get, as time goes on, will
Return
really
on
get,
investment?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Where do you make your money from football? First and foremost, youth academy, a proper academy, because countries like Nigeria, Argentina, we grow talents.
Yeah.
And clubs in Europe need these talents. If we have a proper structure, if I own a club and I know that it's from the youth academy that I can make my money, there are lots of young boys in Buraji Sports and all those academy that they're going abroad for all sorts of partnership and training. It's because they have a structure in there. And if a club like 3SC, Rangers, Kano Pillars have a proper structure of a youth academy, I can tell you that clubs will partner with them to get these boys. And part of the thing is we need to understand the real age and all that, why
All those
the skepticism they have towards us. We need to, once we sort that out, and being run privately, Pepsi Academy is doing very well because it's being run privately. So if all the clubs still have some sort of academy, then we need poster boys for each club. We need our own Wayne Rooney, we need our own Muda Lawal, Shegun Odegba. I mean, that people who associate with the club, then they can be a brand ambassador for Channels TV, they can be a brand ambassador for Chivita, all these brands. How many Nigerian athletes are faces of all our top brands? Hardly. Chivita, you see them, Man United and all that. That's part of where, once there's brand recognition for the athletes, then they can start selling their jerseys. Then there will be return on investment. Then gate takings is minimal as well. Something will come in from there.
But we've had cases in the past, I don't know what your experience is, but we've had cases in the past, clubs, you know, players move abroad, and you expect that the club will be better off after some of those things happen, like you said. But usually it's still the same, we don't have money, we don't...
It still goes back to the same thing that people running football, are they geared as businessmen, or are they geared as taking handouts from government? If you're running NITEL, I'll go back to the issue of NITEL. Those running NITEL over the years have been used to getting the handouts, getting the subvention, getting the grants from government, so they're not geared for business. The moment the MTNs of this world came in, it's strictly business. So I believe that with time, if we have like a roadmap, say within 5 years, majority of all clubs should follow the FIFA rules that say clubs should be privately owned and all that. So if we do that, gradually football administrators, businessmen will start coming into the game, and then those running the whole thing would see that it's actually a business. So once you sell a player, some clubs still collect money. Look at Ahmed Musa's case. His former club in Nigeria still collected money off it.
All right.
So it depends on the agreement. And then what are the kind of agreements we enter with our players? Most of them are on, most times they're on loan. There's so many.
They have valid contracts.
You don't even know who owns the player.
Exactly.
Yeah, because what happened when we came on board in 3AC was most of them are on loan. So even if you're on loan with us, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you play for us 70% of the season, you've used our facilities, we've showcased you, then if you're signing on or going on, some token, no matter how small, should come back to the club. So we had proper contracts with most of our staff, most of our players. So those are the areas that, like I heard that, I read somewhere yesterday that they're going to look into player contracts and all that. It's a very commendable effort that needs to be looked into. But my own point is, with time, all these structures have to be in place, right from NFF to LMC, and then we'll have a better league.
Let me, okay, I think Dayo also wants to, but let me quickly ask you this. You can't come here without us talking about shooting stars. But, I mean, the club is already relegated. I mean, everybody knows that. But to the fans probably listening to you, what can you tell them that will kind of give them some relief? You know, we used to see 3SC go down, come up, but what will change this time?
Thank you very much. We need to appeal, we need to commend our fans, our supporters for their support and their doggedness and patience with the club. But I have to be sincere. The club, we need to put proper structure
in place.
It's just like you have a building, it's dilapidated, you need to bring it down and start from the scratch. And that's what we're doing now. Now, most of the boys that played last season, the young boys, part of our challenge last season was inexperience because we needed to look at our funds to enable us manage our funds adequately. Yeah. So we couldn't go and bring O'Day or some top star. So we needed to grow our own players, which was what we did from the league, from within the league and from our own local players back home, which was what we did. And if you look at our matches last season, we were not that bad.
Especially at home.
Even at away, there was a time we went 6 matches without a loss. Our bane was we weren't scoring.
Yeah. That
was the main challenge. And that is also inexperience and the quality of the young boys that we put together. Now we've retained Edith Agoye as the chief coach. The reason being, we needed continuity. We needed to get someone that already knows those boys. Look at MFM, they've been together for almost 6 years. The result of long-term planning is what we're saying today. Correct. The boys know each other on the pitch. They live together, they stay together. It's a team. The coach has been there forever. So that's what we're trying to build as well. Now that we're in pro, let's go back there. The average age of the team should be 25. By the time we come back next season, we already have a core team of young boys, and then the experience they have garnered from last season and pro this season will take us forward. Investment, we have people that are very interested in putting money in 3SC now, and we're working together with the auditing firm to audit our account. Then we invite them to come, and I can assure you that we'll, like Pacesetter State that we are, we'll be the first club to go partnership and community-based. Right. Definitely, we're going to do that under this.
But you're not telling the fans. You're not telling the fans we're coming back straight away.
We're coming back straight away. That's what I said. That we needed to plan. We needed to go back to the basics and start grooming young boys. We're coming back straight away.
The target, obviously.
Yeah, that's of course. That's why we didn't want to bring a new coach in that would take time to understand the boys and settle down. That's why we continue with Agoye. Right. He knows the boys already. It was with them when most of them were in the feeder team. And we promoted, we retained only 20 players. And 6 or 7 of those boys came from the feeder team. So they were more or less our boys. They know the philosophy of the club. Correct. So the ones that played with us last season, hopefully all of them will come back. They've started training since last week, Monday. So we're hoping that once that continuity is in place, just few boys to join them, and then the average age is small, well, we'll come back 1 year. But then we've built a solid foundation, which is paramount.
Which is very important. Before we let you go quickly, what's happening now with women's football in Oyo State?
Yeah, we thank you you asked that question. I need to commend Mrs. Monsurat that started Jokodola Football Club. Okay. She was there for House of Rep last season. Last administration, she was House of Rep. She was the one that started Jokodola Babes, and they're contesting in the pro. Yeah. They got to the last final 8 or something. Yeah. They're very good, and hopefully the government will support them, and then we'll see them. But we need to commend her for the initiative and what she's done with the club. Well, thank you for your time. It's been nice having you around. Thank you very much. And hopefully, when next we call you, you'll be able to grace us with your presence. Much obliged. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let's go on a quick break. And when we return, Chidebere Ezani will be joining us, and we'll be taking a look at what's happening in the exciting world of sports. John Skin.